One of the keys to Sports Plus is big name guests, everybody from John Hamm to Jack Nicklaus. Tonight, one of the most prolific actors of his generation, Dennis Quaid, who has a real connection to sports, and this week he's coming to St. Louis. My conversation with Dennis Quaid is tonight's Sunday Conversation. And it's a pleasure to welcome Dennis Quaid, African Vision of Hope, the 25th gala coming up at the Chase Park Plaza in St. Louis. What a charity it is. 9 campuses, you serve almost 6,000 people. Dennis Quaid, why is this so important to you and your bride, Laura?
Great organization. And I'd like to support great organizations. That's for sure. And, Laura and I, we've made a commitment to get out into the community and engage and further along. As Frank Seller of Tunnel to Towers says, let us do good.
So you're on a sports show here in St. Louis, and one of our all-time favorites is Dick Vermeil. You played Dick Vermeil in American Underdog. He says you played Dick Vermeil better than he played Dick Vermeil. What was the preparation like for that one?
That sounds like a typical Dick Vermeil thing to say. I watched a lot of videotape, and of course I've watched him over the years. He's always been he's a scintillating personality. He really is. He's fun to watch, and he's all heart. The guy is really all heart.
Another guy who we've had on this program in the past is Jim Morris. You played the role of Jim Morris in the movie The Rookie, about a 35-year-old father of 3 who's a teacher who gets to the major leagues. And I got to tell you, your fastball looked awfully good. What about preparation for that role? Who'd you work with?
Well, number one, I did not throw the ball 100 miles an hour. I only looked like I could throw the ball 100 miles an hour. That's all I wanted to do. I intentionally never put myself on a radar gun because I really did want to be deeply disappointed. Once a week, I got to go to Dodger Stadium and pitch on the mound there at an empty stadium. That was really something else.
So I think you must hold the all-time record for being a part of the most sports movies. At my count, it's 15.
Hey, really? Wow.
The quarterback in Any Given Sunday, a cyclist in Breaking Away. You look like an athlete too. And I read somewhere, and this is really ticking me off, you were once a 1 handicap in golf?
Yes, still trying to get back there.
You also have to be the only person in history to ever portray Bill Clinton and Ronald Reagan on the big screen. What did you like more?
Well, Ronald Reagan is now my favorite movie that I've ever made. I judge my movies not by the box office, or I judge them by the time that I had while I was making them. That's, my experience doing it. That's what is my barometer. Before that, it was The Right Stuff, which, I learned to fly, and I was playing Gordo Cooper, my real life boyhood hero astronaut, and Chuck Yeager was on the set every day, and all. It was fun, and playing Reagan was a lot of fun, and it was also just really very fulfilling.
You've been in quite a few Christian movies over the last 4 or 5 years. I can only imagine The Hill, On a Wing and a Prayer. And I'm wondering, kind of a 2-part question. Christian movies don't make big money. Why do you do it? And why was it important for you to do it?
Well, I take exception to that, actually. If you spend $8 million on a Christian movie and it does like $17 million its first weekend, like I can only imagine did, it's, that's pretty big money that it goes out from there. So I think Christian movies are really coming into their own. What we were called faith films a few years ago. And I think we could be seeing a return to that era of the 50s when they were making Ben-Hur. They were making The Greatest Story Ever Told. They were making a lot of biblical movies, I guess they would call them back then.
Yet you branch out and make the movie Happy Face, where you play the role of a serial killer. I'm wondering how your bride liked that.
It was tough for her to watch that. And what I love about acting is it's about psychology, and it's about what makes people tick, and how do people get there. We can't imagine how someone like the Happy Face Killer, I won't say his name because I never have, can get to that place where it they do these things. And so that's what I wanted to explore. The real reason I did it was because it was the story of a serial killer, really, who was also a doting father. His daughter and him had a wonderful, very close relationship when she was a child. I don't know how you process that, but it's her story.
Come Thursday night, there's going to be probably some child at the Chase Park Plaza, and he's going to ask his dad, "Who is Dennis Quaid?" What would you want the father to tell the son?
Uh, Father would tell the son, "Look, we're going to go home and watch the Rookies." And then it's the daughter, "We're going to go home and watch Parent Trap."